Hey guys, welcome to the Swarm Report. My name's Hudah, bringing you around the crypto AI ecosystem in just 30 minutes a day. Wow, a hell of a day already here in the virtuals ecosystem. Man, we've seen the hottest agent on virtuals. I mean, it's safe to say that at this point, I know records maybe haven't been smashed yet, but we're a few hours in, and man, it looks like it's going to happen. Uh, and basically a total points revamp also in the virtuals ecosystem, addressing some big concerns that have been over there with points farming inorganically, but also bringing that big Cato Yaps integration. Again, just a big day here in AI. It's been a lot of fun to watch unfold. What's up, Justin Casey? It's good to see you, man. Guys, we're live right now over on, where are we live? We're live on Abstract. And we're on YouTube, yeah, on X as well. Yes, we're not on Arena right now. It's looking like, John, you might be underexposed. Just to all like, look, I think the AI stuff's just getting started still. I do. Somebody gave me some shit for that earlier this morning too. And I'm telling you, I still think it's early for AI. We'll look at what's cooking out there right now. What looks like it's going to be cooking here soon too. But yeah, let's get into the show here though. Smash a like wherever you're watching. Come over to YouTube and subscribe to CryptoSlam. Make sure you catch up on these episodes, man. There's just so much news coming on a daily basis, and you definitely do not want to be missing it. It's really why I try to keep these shorter too, and honestly, like to get them a little shorter. That way you can keep up with it every day, and it's not a not a chore for you guys. Follow us on X at SlamAI_XYZ, man, and the Swarm, our flagship agent, Sodium, yeah, ACP coming soon, dude. Yes, sir. And we're building in the ACP. We're in that Swarm right there with Axelrod and AI XBT. The Swarm, one of those crucial components in the autonomous hedge fund and trading DAO. Just awesome stuff. Behind the scenes, really cool stuff happening. Virtuals will be the ones to make those big announcements and break the news, and then we'll be able to share with you what we're doing in the Swarm, in the ACP, and what's coming here. But again, make sure you're following along right here. Dude, right to the points. Awful lot. Good to see you, man. Dude, congrats on your sale. I just saw your post here too. Awesome. Hang on, let's put it on the screen. We'll put you up here real quick. But awful lot. Awesome artist. I wonder if you ever dabble in AI with what you do. I'm not sure, but awesome piece. Went to a great buyer as well. Really cool. Okay, virtuals. Right. Tweet or yap to earn points. Some of you guys, I know some of you guys, like Cats over here, have been writing up posts on X. You submit it manually to virtuals, and they're giving you some points to get into their pre-sales. Those days have kind of come to an end, kind of, because you can still write these posts. The days of you having to manually submit them, that's what's over. Because officially, as of today, it's Cato who's going to take over that responsibility of divvying out the points. Yes, the Yap for Points V2, it is live. It is on Cato. And I tell you, it's a much needed system. I think everybody's welcoming that new system, but pretty darn awesome. I'm going to show you. I'm going to skip ahead. I want to show you the leaderboard now, because they have gone back and weighted everybody's tweets about the virtuals ecosystem. And it's great to see some familiar names on there. Shout out to Graham, who's number one on that list, who was helpful for our Swarm launch, running the Amplify. What do I call that? The Amplify business. We'll call it that. But this guy's crushing it with his daily reports on the AI ecosystem. So love seeing him at number one on there. Really, he's wearing that crown in the AI space now. It's been awesome to watch his growth. But a couple other names there that I follow, guys, every single day, and I keep up, and they help keep me plugged in. So it's great to see them being featured like this. But also these top guys, they're going to get rewards in these virtuals points, and I hope they get a lot of them, and I think they are. I saw somebody estimate that the top 30 or so spots, all looking at probably just this month, about $10,000 worth of these virtual points. And what they mean by that is the points indirectly have a value because you're using them for these pre-sales. So if you're to assign a dollar value to points, these guys are going to make some money off this. So great stuff, and a big incentive probably for you guys. If it's up your alley or you wanted to try, it's a big incentive to get into this stuff too. Now, Cato stakers are also going to be getting points. Now, there's a threshold there, and I don't know what that magic number is, but if you're staking your Cato and above some kind of number there, you're also getting these virtuals points. So, that speaks to how great the Cato platform is too. And it is an AI platform, just so people know. But man, staying on points here, They made a couple other. Hang on, I wanted to skip to this real quick too. Goon also in this list, and also like great content. I want to feature these guys more and more. Like these are guys you got to be following to keep plugged in, on top of the show. And I will be creating some written content here soon. Okay, so on top of the Yaps leaderboard, we have a big update to points. As in, guys, if you were holding Virtual's tokens and accruing points, I know I was. You will not be anymore. Yes, holding agent tokens is going to get you points. And yes, tweeting and getting on the Cato leaderboard is going to get you points. Holding virtual token is not going to get you points anymore. Instead, you have to stake your Virtual's token. I love that. Now, that change here, that's specifically to combat people who were farming via trading their tokens between wallets, right? We've been talking about that recently. Guys who found a way to game the system would buy tokens, sell for virtuals, maybe wash the virtuals through other wallets and exchanges, and then send them to fresh wallets and kind of repeat that cycle over and over. And the way around that we figured was staking, and it turns out it is actually staking here. So we have some details right here, right now, which is, guys, you take your virtual and you stake it directly on the virtual platform here. And now total of the total virtual Virgin points, 20% of them are going to go to virtual stakers. It's a pretty big chunk here. Consider that 5% of the virtuals points go to Vader stakers, right? So now you got your choice here. Stake your Vader, stake your virtuals, really just stake them both. But this is probably the best way to farm virtuals points now. It's buying a big old baggie of virtual tokens, staking it on their platform, and just let it marinate there. Your terms or the length of time you stake for almost definitely affects how many points you get here. But man, at some point, some of the biggest, best drops are going to be almost exclusive to virtual stakers. In fact, they could actually gate some of them to just virtual stakers. I don't know if they'll do that, but the potential is definitely there. So I like this system. It does fix the problem with people farming, again, inorganically with washing their virtual tokens, now staking. And it also becomes, I believe, a governance token or governance system here too. So it's a really, really big update for the platform. It was much needed. And so far, I think people are loving it. Let me throw up the virtual token on the screen here too, which, probably no surprise to you guys, but looking really, really strong, up almost 8% in the past 24 hours here, this move right here. It's right around this announcement. So it's a big day in the virtuals ecosystem again. By the way, Dead, great seeing you, man. Let's look at this market here. We had a little bit of a pullback in the crypto market yesterday. How does it affect the AI sector? Well, barely. It's barely affected us. We're up just over let's say 1.5% here, an $11.5 billion market cap. Damn, dude. We're still cooking. I love to see it. Top agents here by market cap. I don't think we'll see surprises here. I mean, geez. Well, there's a little spoiler looking ahead at FET, and that's more on the DeFi side. But here's Fartcoin on top. That is your top agent by market cap. Almost a 1.4 billion market cap now, guys. Followed by Turbo, which always shocks me, always. Given that most of us, again, looking at the names here, a lot of us were around when Turbo launched, and never did I really think it was an AI token, but it was created entirely with AI. So really cool token. We have Ket, Toshi, and then Goat holding down that number 5 spot. Guys, a $220 million market cap from its low of 39 mil just about a month ago. Incredible things. Actually, it's flipped AI XBT, which is just wild. And also, you guys know I'm not shocked by that. For me, been really obvious Goat would head back to this level. Over on the infrastructure side, are we sorted proper? Hang on, let's double check this. There we go. That looks a little better. There we have FET on top, over 2 billion market cap, followed by Virtual. Can I make a prediction? I'll just do it. Virtual, especially with staking here, man, it's feeling an awful lot like a multi-billion dollar market cap token. I mean, 5 bill, if things get just crazy, guys, 10 bill. Are we talking that? These kind of things won't surprise me. They just won't. But a Virtual, look, in my opinion, looking really spicy here, around 1.3. AI16Z on the board here too, Ask Venice, and then Cookie. Pretty big separation between these top two and then the rest, but see how long that holds. And then in DeFi, it's Griffane on top, Ask Venice, Hey Anon, Cortex, and Olas. And I think we'll keep doing predictions. We'll keep doing them. I think we're about to see the DeFi season really kick off. And I'll mention why when we go look at the Virtual's Genesis launch. We're going to see a common theme with some of the biggest upcoming drops. And then I'm going to show you some of my favorite agents that are out there right now, and they do have something in common. And yeah, they happen to all be in DeFi. So there's your little spoiler heading into that. Let's put all these together and sort by mind share. And who are people talking about? Virtual. And yes, this is probably to get much, much higher in that mind share ranking, given that now people are incentivized on Cato. So dethroning Fartcoin, again, I think that'll just continue to rip up here. But Fartcoin right behind, followed by Rec Guy, AIXBT, and TheoricQ. Still waiting to find out when their TGE is. And once that happens, we probably see them drop out of the top 5, maybe even top 10. And then shout out Roast. We see it number 6. Big fan of those guys. Anybody else catching our eye here? A lot of familiar names. I would probably mention, keep your eye on Tibber and Vader cooking too. So just a lot of great agents, and you're probably noticing maybe a lot more quality than we're used to seeing. It's looking good out there. Okay, over to Virtual's Genesis launches here. We had an agent complete here just over the past 24 hours, and that's GPT Wars. At least one of you here got into that launch. It's an interesting one. I've seen a lot of FUD around it, and I probably am more on that side too, but it does show you the game people are playing right now, which is, look, do you play for gains or do you play for points? And are there some of these agent launches that are just a nice mix of both? And GPT Wars, I think, is probably more of the points play here. If we're talking quality, I don't have any big comments about that other than, look, they already have a token out there that has 130K market cap or so, maybe 150K. So it hasn't done that well. And they have a game out there, and I could say, personal opinion, it doesn't look that great. And I do see people questioning that team a little bit. So this looks to me like people getting in there, hoping it was maybe a little less oversubscribed, although that compared to some of the other hot ones, it's quite a bit lower. So people probably trying to stack points here. And that's not a bad idea, given that you can stack points here for 30 days. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to look forward to seeing when that token actually hits its TGE, which did it yet? I think that'll be tomorrow. Oh, no, it's token live. Token is actually live here. 1.5 mil market cap. Okay, this is actually good to see live. We're going to assume that this launched at about a, let's say 200K market cap. So if you did buy into this, and this is why Virtuals is so special, you get in so low at these token pre-sales that even if it doesn't melt faces, right? If it doesn't melt faces, if you play the timing of this right, you're probably still up on top of grinding out those points. So again, let's assume 200K is where pre-sale buyers got in. You're still looking at what, like a 5-7x if you sold right now, plus, a day or two of holding, you're going to grind out those points. Now, we just want to wait and see, as we get into those 30 days of that lockup period, does it fall back towards mint price? If you break even and grind out points, I consider that a massive win. So this is super interesting to watch. Here we go. Yeah, I was debating if we want to go to what's coming up that's super hot, but we should get right into Axelrod. Cats, yeah, definitely, it's a points play, yeah, and I think it's a really smart one. That was up 10x, currently 6x, holding for points. Right, I'll say this too. This is probably not the best time to sell anything, right? With virtual staking just going live, the team tweeted out that you want to stake right now, and this is a heads up for you guys. And we are entering a new phase of agents that we kind of have a lot to talk through and think through right now, but there's a new phase here. Okay. Virtuals is encouraging people to stake now because there's an announcement coming tomorrow, and you need to already have been staked for this to benefit you. And they're saying you're probably going to want to be staked for it. So there's a heads up about that, which that impacts all these agents out there right now because people are trying to free up some Virtuals tokens. There you go, Dead. There you go. I love that. Yep. And I'm going to be doing probably right around the same. If I can get more, I'm going to. Christian, good to see you, man. And Sir Billy, good to see you. Look at you guys. I'm going for the same amount. But yeah, here's the problem. I don't know, big problem, small problem, and I want to spot check a few of these guys. But I looked at Bernie earlier, which that was a weekend cook. And I imagine, yeah, down quite a bit, guys. Was at an 8 mil market cap just earlier today, and you can see down to 5.5 mil. And that's because people are selling their tokens for virtuals and then staking their virtuals. They want to lock up points that way. It feels safer. Plus, with whatever the incentive is for being staked tomorrow, when whatever reward or surprise gets revealed, people are looking for every spare token they can get. So I'm assuming on whim, yeah, we're going to see the same thing. That announcement there of staking really, really, really in the short term is hurting these agent tokens. Now we'll see if people take that penalty, because you still do get a penalty if you sell these tokens and you don't accrue points. We're going to see if people are going to not accrue points here and miss whatever that announcement was anyways. And I have a fear that might actually happen. So this could actually really, really backfire on people who sold these tokens. But that said, I'm not convinced that these are propped back up, right? I'm not convinced that these come back to their previous prices. They might. They very well might. But I think at this point, if you've cashed out and now you're on cooldown, you're staking and you're moving right on. And then if you're starting to think, well, okay, what if you're somebody who's just trading on the DEX anyways, and you're just looking for a good bargain? Are the newer tokens a bargain when they're already at a 5, 6, 7 mil market cap? Or are some of the more established agents the real bargains that haven't done price discovery yet since we cooked? And I'm going to show you some again that I think are bargains that are going to cook. We'll keep an eye here. And as somebody holding Bernie, I don't want to say I'm worried about it, but I do think at this point, I'm probably going to be down on that a bit. And so my best play here is just grinding out points. I think that for me is what I'll be doing. Okay, back to Axelrod though, which, I mean, make no mistake, this is the hottest agent launch that we've seen on the Virtuals Genesis platform yet. Just getting started. We saw with Axelrod, with Bernie, it really picked up the last 12-ish hours or so. But right here, Axelrod, guys, got to 100% completion within an hour. No, not an hour, guys, within a minute. Within a minute. 100% completed. Right now, 3,000 participants. Our record is going to be just over 5,000, and that was Bernie over the weekend. But 3,000 participants for Axelrod, and Virtuals committed. Guys, 1,100% oversubscribed. So I'm looking for records here. I'm looking for guys, throw your predictions too. I know we did this yesterday as well, but I do think we'll smash participants. I think we'll get to 5. Well, we'll beat Bernie. I think we'll get to maybe 6,000. Maybe 5,500, whatever it is, it'll be a record at least. Now, I really want to see if the Virtuals committed smashes previous records, which was around 2,000% oversubscribed. There is a level where it's not worth you burning so many points, right? There is a level where you're going to sacrifice all your points, and you're not going to get a ton of tokens in return. So that's the balance everybody's trying to feel. That said, Axelrod is going to do phenomenally. Targeting, let's say, around a 20 mil market cap for this token. So we're talking about 100x if you get into this pre-sale. And it sounds like a lot. I'll tell you, man, it, to me, feels like it's going to be very, very easy to hit that kind of return, 100x. And there is a scenario where this is actually much higher than that. There is a scenario where this is more like a 200x. Maybe we don't realize it day one, but over the coming couple of weeks, I think that's really, really possible. And that's why this is such an appealing token. Man, token pre-sale at 200K-ish market cap. Big time winner there. Big time winner. Now, there's some other agents on that launch pad, and we're just going to skim it real quick because it is starting to get cluttered. What's the right word here? There's no big front runner other than Axelrod. There's a couple that I'm watching. Definitely keep my eye on, and there's one that I think is at the head of the pack. But for the most part right now, there's like either one of two things. Agents that, no offense, I think are kind of just meh. Definitely to me are not going to get to 100%. And then there's a big pool of agents that I think they all look okay. They all look decent. And all of them might get to 100% and probably will, just as people farm points. But Unknown, Threat Slayer, Angry AI, Ling, a lot of these are kind of very light functionality, or they're just companion agents, right? And I don't think we'll ever see any of those complete on this site, other than if you get a big personality, some name, some brand that already exists, and they come launch over here. We might see something like that actually complete and cook. But a no name, undoxed, and purely just a chat bot completing, I don't think so. But we're starting to see those picking up over here. Now, we do have more of those DFAI agents that are starting to launch here too. SuperConnect being one of those. LLM2 is another. Arbus also as well. And Manikai AI, also Gitmate. These are all, to me, like right in the middle of the pack. They all do have some functionality, and all those are going to come down to what's the quality of that team? Are they actually able to build the things they're saying they can build? Because if they can, great. That is the future of AI and blockchain. It's AI tools and AI agents that help you navigate the blockchain. All of those are kind of in that category. But out of all of those, I'm putting Arbus firmly on top. Firmly on top. I do think that one's going to complete. I do think that one. Look, if GPT Wars gets to 700% oversubscribed, Arbus, I think, is significantly better, significantly more useful, has great partners. They are established. It just checks so many more boxes. So out of all those, this is to me the easiest standout, the easiest front runner of the batch. And so this is the one, if you're looking for something to actually make some money on, maybe while you're grinding points, it's Arbus. And by the way, I'm chatting with those guys, looking to get them on the show here. I believe that's happening. We may be able to make it happen as soon as tomorrow. We will just see if we can turn it around that quickly. And and a quick heads up, guys. Some of you know already, but DGen C coming on the show on Thursday. So we'll get that announcement out here tonight or tomorrow. But DGen C on the show on Thursday. Arbus, we should have that soon. And we still should have Axelrod on the show, but they're actually doing a Spaces with Vader tomorrow morning, which is awesome. Like really awesome. I think for us, guys, if you're in the States, I think it's very early tomorrow morning, something like 2, 3 a.m. I think. Don't quote me, go check the Virtuals account, but the Axelrod team will be on with Virtuals and then hopefully on the show with us and hopefully see some faces, kind of meet the team. We shall see. Anyway, I'm just going to kind of rush through those agents I mentioned. Super Connector right there. LLM2. Again, all these I think are decent. I think they're fine for grinding out points. I guess, though, you do need to consider, guys, if you buy into these because you want to grind out points, you can't sell them, right? You can't sell them for probably a couple weeks. So do you want to be completely stuck if there's any big drops being announced? And I do think Virtuals has got some big announcements coming, including, I think, some big announcements about, or I should say some big agent launches on Solana. I think that's maybe the next stage to come is some big Solana launches. We shall see. Anyway, there's Arbus. I think you should follow them. Go dive in, and we'll do our best to get them locked in on the show over here. Now, hang on. I'm going to push this to the end because I do want to come back to that. Although it fits right now with what I was saying, it's. I think the game right now, yes, of course, it's looking at the Genesis launches, but I also think it's looking at these established agents. I do. Drop King, you can trade him and earn points. You know what? Yes, so there's a play there, and it's what I'm a little more interested in now. It kind of fits in here. You don't have to buy them through the Genesis Launchpad, right? You can still buy them on Virtuals, but you trade them once the token's already live. So then you do earn points for training them. There's no penalty if you sell, though. That's my understanding, right? It's only if you do the Genesis launch pre-sale and sell those tokens, then you're penalized. But if you go like I did with the Roast token, right? And if I go on the DEX and I buy it there, I can sell those and there's no penalty. That's my understanding. I think that's correct here. But I think one of your plays here really needs to be looking at some established agents. Kosher Capital, I think that's one that's starting to come up in mindshare, and it's got some good utility. You can launch your own hedge fund on there. So we've got the autonomous hedge fund trading DAO, right? Launching an ACP, but they've got not quite the same version. They have independent little AI traders. But look, I'm watching stuff like that. I'm looking for tools that people can actually use right now, and that happens to be one of them. Yeah, I'm going to show you a few more examples of that. First, let's do some fun stuff, man. Look, agents are fun. Like they're a blast. They are. But there's this whole other side to AI that's experimental and artsy and fun, right? And so this one's been on my radar for a minute. DX Research Group, which, guys, if you like crypto art, like that punk rock scene, that punk rock crypto art in the vein of like crypto punks, right? Well, then you're looking at that right here. DX Research Group. This is an NFT mint. It's an NFT mint that's on base. Believe it's an open edition for 2 days. So mint as many as you want. But TLDR is you're minting these AI traders and you're going to participate in this simulated trading game, which sounds like a lot of fun here. 0.0125 ETH. Again, these are on base. And there's some big coverage of this. So I'll tell you this, you might have a play on secondary with the NFTs, but this is more of a getting into an experience here that is AI focused. It is NFT focused. It is art focused too. And so I do want to put these kind of things on your radar as well. I will point out here too, Gremplin also has a little role to play in this little ecosystem, right? Gremplin, you guys remember from last NFT cycle. Yeah, he's developed some of the NPCs who are living in this world here. This is really cool, guys. You should take a peek. Bankless also covered it as well. Look, I don't want to say there's like definitely financial upside here, but if you watch the supply, how many of those NFTs are minted, then maybe. Anyway, this experience does come to an end. It does have a shelf life. Part of this game is you're racing against the clock. Y2K is coming and it's going to wipe out everything. And so at some point, this game does come to an end. But is there a prize? Probably something I should look into. But especially if there is a prize, I would probably be looking at getting in 0.012 ETH. Kind of why not? Also, it looks really, really fun. Jason, I really love the virtual staking. I know most people are against staking. I think, like traders I talk to say never stake. And I agree if you're a trader, if you're a trader. But that said, there's a moment, right? You guys see when there's consensus in the space and then all of a sudden, like the actual play shifts. And right now consensus is don't stake. I think there's a real opportunity with staking to do what Virtuals is doing right now and kind of what I thought Boop.fun was doing. It's a way to really reward early supporters. It's what staking has always been, right? But I don't think there was enough incentive and rewards to actually make that work. I wonder if we're starting to get to the point where that does make sense. And I tell you, man, it's more pure to the thing we probably all like thought that Web3 could be. You're right. Early on when we joined crypto and we start hearing about rewarding your early holders, right? It's a new way to distribute, kind of those wins. Have your holders participating with you and winning throughout. To me, staking has always been that solution. And, here and there, we've got pockets of it working. Most of the time it doesn't, but I know there's something there. And with as awesome as Virtuals has been looking, as great as that team is, I believe they might have cracked the code for the, best way to do token launches. And if they're going to drive those through virtual stakers, I have a hard time seeing that being a downside. Look, the downside and the risk there is the crypto market crashes. We have a bear market and then everything pulls back, right? That's the risk. But aside from that, man, execution risk is always there, but all of this is a gamble. All of it's a bet. And that's a team I'd bet on. I like the staking with them. El Toro, I'll just say this. Can I just say stay tuned? Just that, a lot more info is coming. So I'll just say that. I can't say anything. I'll get in trouble if I open my mouth about anything, even just like giving some comments on it. Just there's some announcements coming very soon. Cass, when you participate in a Genesis launch, especially to farm points, the time to sell currently is when the lock indicator turns yellow, 7 days before unlock. Good info. Shorter lockup period makes sense. For virtuals, you can lock it up to 2 years. That's tricky because I think all of us are expecting a pretty big bear market by then. Who knows? Cycles are busted at this point, so maybe not, but I think it's smart to assume 2 years from now, the market's probably not the same. 6 months seems cool. 6 months to a year seems like the right range. But I would do whatever I can to get those virtuals points because I think, man, this is the best launch pad out there, the hottest sector in crypto right now. Internet capital market's going to give it a run for its money, but AI or bust is what I think. Okay, keep your eyes on that. Also, another fun one. Monsters.fun. You guys remember this, I hope, if you're newer to tuning in. This is a really cool, guys, big backers of this project, big, influencers from this space, really, really good quality people behind this project. But this is an AI agent battling game, maybe a little like Pokemon. Basically, mint a monster. It is an AI agent as well, and it does have its own token. And then you're going to battle it against other monsters. And every time it battles, it does learn. It does get smarter. It does change its tactics based on the fight. Really interesting. It also has an NFT involved as well. So that's priced at 0.125. This is a tiny collection, something like 700-800 editions. I am going to try to get a single whitelist to give away on this show. So stay tuned for that. But I'm definitely going to try. And even if I can't get them, I hope there's some that are available for public sale. There might be a few. And if so, you should definitely try to get them. This will do well. This will cook. May 21st, that goes live. Worth checking out. I will also try to get those guys on the show. But monsters.fun looks good. You can go on their site and register to join that whitelist. It's going to give you a referral code. You got to shill it. Good luck with that. Moving on, guys. Rafiq Anadol. Okay, today was the pre-sale for his new collection. It's called Biome Lumina. $5,000 a piece. 5,000 and worth it. I think these are going to be, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 10 ETH this cycle. Rafiq Anadol, one of the biggest AI artists in the world. Huge base of collectors. Just awesome stuff. Not shocked the pre-sale sold out. There might be some for public sale. He did say he's got some news coming on that front. So I would pay attention. $5,000 mint, very expensive. Rafiq Anadol, you're almost definitely going to find some profits on that if you do mint at 5K. If I had it, I would mint it. I think that's a can't miss collection. So I'll keep you posted on public mint details there. Quick check-in with Billy Betts, who yesterday started betting on the NHL. I think that was his first, but total bets yesterday, wagered $2,500, went 1-2, down $1,500. So went 0-2 on the MLB bets and 1-0 on NHL. Love that. Love that. Seeing him branching out more and more. NeuroBro with an update, just another milestone with users. And now it's time. Actually, I should have said it with Billy. When I'm telling you there's some quality agents out there at reasonable market caps who have not really run yet, well, I'm going to start with Billy Betts. Billy Betts is one of them, right? If at this point you're debating between some launches on virtuals to maybe grind out some points and money, here, we're going to pull up some of these. Well, you know what? Maybe some of these aren't earning you points, although I think Billy Betts will. Actually, Billy Betts will. He launched with Vader just like our token did. So Billy Betts will get you some virtuals. Billy Betts has got tremendous potential to get some major, like mainstream sports partnerships. I hope everybody sees that. His token's sitting at a $7.2 million market cap. If we cook, I don't know, I'm just going to throw out numbers, but I can see Billy Betts living at 30, 40, 50 mil. That is if we get to that mania part of the cycle again. And I do think we're gonna. So Billy Betts, I see a great opportunity. You earn points for trading too. NeuroBro's another one. Again, now this one might be a Solana token. No, it's not. Okay, this is also a virtuals one. Guys, 22,000 members in Telegram, actually getting closer to 23,000, 18,000 followers on TikTok, and getting close to 1,000 on YouTube. And they just keep adding more and more and more updates and tech to his like tech stack. NeuroBro is another one I do think people should be watching if you're looking for something to trade that has upside and gets you points. Instead of the new ones that, look, I think we've covered some great AI agents on virtuals. I do think the newer ones do have some risk to them. I do. Some execution risk. The guys who've been around now, I think maybe have some interesting upside here. So here's NeuroBro, 7 mil market cap. And then my last call here, I don't want to say it's a call, but I think there's something interesting here. Talked about it yesterday, so I don't have a new update for you, but I think Gigabrain has got some of the best potential out there. We're heading into a DeFi season. You saw that on the virtuals launchpad. The best agents that are upcoming, even though I don't think any are crazy, they're all DeFi. And I think Gigabrain's ahead of the entire pack here with their, that AI portfolio manager that lets you trade hyperliquid, so make leverage trades, right? But he's going to manage your position for you, and he's going to adjust your trade like while you're sleeping, right? If he needs to adjust your stop loss, he's going to adjust it for you. And already he's got a good winning record from trading before before they launched this portfolio manager. So I would, guys, keep an eye on Gigabrain here. 1 million tokens gets you access to the terminal. If it can keep winning on trades, people will want that. Something that can trade for them, just they click and they walk away and set it, and he does it for them. People will want that. They will. And he's also sitting at a 7 mil market cap. So notice that number. Multiple agents that are very high quality. I think those are some of the highest quality agents out there right now, all sitting right at that 7 mil market cap range. I think all of these probably got a 2 or 3x in them just as the market goes up. And some of them, maybe one of them, probably is a lot higher than that. So it's going to get very, very interesting, but I like the established guys here. So those three, keeping a close eye on them. Man, I think that's your update for the day. Keeping it. Darn, we went over the 30 minutes. Okay, we're keeping it close enough. Anyway, guys, smash the like on the show before you head out, and also come over to CryptoSlam on YouTube and subscribe. Updates on the Swarm coming very soon. I cannot wait for that. I will be talking my head off about it. I can't wait. Anyway, follow us on X, the Swarm_AI. Guys, we'll see you back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time on the Swarm Report. Good luck with Axelrod. You probably want to get in. That's a cook. We'll see you later. Peace, guys.